You guys ready in the back? All right. So this first gentleman has built a portfolio all by himself and is raising money for the very first time after having quite a bit of his own equity and his partner's equity in it for the first time. To the Best Ever Conference, please welcome Justin Spillers from Real Estate Alpha.
Imagine investing in an already successful portfolio of over 600 units. Imagine having over 30 million of equity protecting your investment. Imagine receiving fixed 12% annual returns with no tax hit until year 9. That's what we do at Real Estate Alpha. I'm Justin Spillers. My business partner Brandon and I created in 2016. We're an Ohio multifamily value add company. We're fully vertically integrated. We have about 50 team members. Brandon's a former engineer, owned a construction and a roofing company, sold that successfully to invest full-time with me. I went to Ohio State for undergrad and law school, practiced real estate law for 7 years. In 2016, left the practice, started investing with Brandon, bought our first property, grew it to over 700 apartments, all in Ohio. Pretty much self-funded today. Capital is our only constraint. We created a preferred equity fund last year. We have a 50-50 strategy where we bring half the capital, the fund brings half the capital for new acquisitions. Our entire fund is an evergreen open-ended fund, meaning you get exposure to our entire portfolio of all of our existing assets and future purchases. It's in that pref equity position, so you're number 2 in the capital stack right after the banks. You get a fixed 12% annual return. It's paid out from our global cash flow. This is not some aspirational or targeted IRR. It's a true fixed 12%. Our investors get 2 good options. You can reinvest that 12% every year for that pre-tax annual compounding at 12%. You double your money every 6 years. Or you can take the cash distribution every year on December 31st. We have a super unique tax strategy called return of capital tax distribution. So you pay no tax on that 12% until year 9. It's equivalent to a 15 to 19% annualized return. Best yet, it's liquid. After the first year, it's just 90 days notice. You can get some or all your capital back, so you invest in your own timeline. It avoids all the typical issues with syndications, skeptical IRR numbers, long-term lockups, third-party risk, low skin in the game. We change all that with our fund. This is the valuation of our investment portfolio of the last 10 years of me and Brandon investing together. In 2021, we went full cycle on about 200 units, reinvested the gain for that hockey stick growth the last couple of years. Left map is our scatter site of all the properties we own up and down the I-75 corridor in Ohio, mostly 8 large assets, 44 units to 200 units. The right side's our exit and refinances over the last couple of years. This is our capital stack. We have $72 million of value. This is using a very conservative cap rate in our real-time NOI. We have $3 million of cash. We only have $37 million of lender debt. We've only raised $4 million so far, so you'd invest in that same private capital tranche. We have $31 million of equity protecting your investment. I'd have to lose all $31 million before your first penny's at risk. This is a snapshot of our cash flow. We have $9.5 million of revenue, 3.7 expenses, 3.3 million debt service fund interest, net cash flow 2.5 million. Our sole focus is creating $70,000 of NOI as fast as we can. It equates to $1 million of new value. Real estate's a 15x multiple. The best way to do this is being vertically integrated. You decrease expenses, increase revenue. We do all of our own acquisitions, leasing, property management, maintenance, construction in-house. Construction is our secret sauce. Speed is our sole focus. By way of example, we do 210 hours on average in each turn. We have 95% SKU standardization. We do this exact same LVP floor, paint, trim, cabinet, countertop, bath fixtures, bolt-ons in every turn. We're trending for 7-day turns. I want to be at 5-day turns and ultimately 96-hour turns. This is the next property we're buying in Middleton, Ohio. Great off-market deal. $10.4 million purchase price, $2.7 million CapEx. It's 126 units. Our target NOI is a little under $1 million. Target refinance value is $15 million. Our CapEx, we plan to doing just 15 to 18 months with that speed focus. We're going to decrease expenses 10%, increase rents 30%. Cash to close $2.5 million. I'm bringing $1.25 million. The fund's going to bring the other half. Again, to recap, you're investing into a fund with 12% fixed annual returns, 90-day liquidity, no tax hit until year 9. We have 30% historical cash flow after debt service. We have $31 million of equity protecting your investment. I'd have to lose 43% of my value before your first penny's at risk. That's never happened in the history of multifamily in Ohio. No small or large company can outperform us in Western Ohio. We come to win.
All right, perfect 4 minutes.
That's impressive.
Judges, questions?
The 31 million in equity, when did those properties get valuated to come to that?
Real time. So we use our NOI as it sits today in our REO schedule, and then I use the conservative cap rate. I usually add 1 point to it. If it trades at 6.75, I use 7.75.
Got it. Thanks.
Do you get third-party appraisals or valuations done
on those current properties to calculate, I assume, the NAV?
At purchase, we do an as-is and then an as-rehabbed. I have as-rehabbed appraisals that support the 72 million valuation.
Do you do one after you've completed the renovations and stabilized?
We do it at refi, yes.
Okay.
How are you going to decrease expenses by 10%?
Mostly the efficiencies. We put a ton of money on the CapEx, so our R&M is very low historically. That's the big one. The other one is just being hyper-focused on outsourcing as much to our virtual team members and using AI to automate a lot of our systems.
You said the last deal was off-market, the one in Middletown.
Yes.
How did you find it?
Yeah, so we are hyper-focused on buying off-market deals through brokers, which is a little bit of an oxymoron, but all I do is build broker relationships so that they know what our buy box is. I want to take every single deal on their desk, them call me up first, and put it under contract before they market it out to the masses.
Are these B class or C class? What
Yep,
vintage?
great question. So we take C class and convert it to B class as fast as we can, typically out-of-state owners, mom and pop owners, ton of deferred maintenance, somebody who hasn't touched the property in 10 years. That's where we shine on our sweet spot.
What kind of vintage?
60s, 70s, 80s typically.
How long have you been taking investor capital?
For the first time in a pref equity fund since last year. We've done a little bit of private debt over the years though. In 10 years, we've never missed a payment.
Any boiler chiller?
So what was that?
Any boiler chiller properties?
Boilers? Half have boilers.
And chillers?
I'd say half of those have chillers, yeah, and half are window units.
And as an open-end fund, what are you looking to raise, and what's your minimum to get in?
Minimum's 50,000. We've raised 4 million. I plan to raise about 10 million over the next couple of years. That's how much capital I'd like to have in the ecosystem in addition to ours.
Can you explain your return of capital tax treatment?
Yeah, so our CPA, Ed Reitmeyer, he's the managing director at CBiz. He just invested with us too, which was very telling because he knows my numbers better than anyone. He developed the structure. So as long as there's no earnings and profits distributed to the investors, you can take a return of capital first treatment. So it's basically like you getting your capital back first, and then you realize all the gain on the back end. So in year 9, that's when you deplete your capital account just for tax purposes, and only then does it become taxable to you, and it's only taxed at long-term capital gains rate.
What is your fee structure?
So we don't charge disposition fees, acquisition fees, any of that junk you see in syndications. We have a flat 5% management fee. It's mostly through construction fees though, which is drawn out of our CapEx loans. So very small hit on the CapEx or the actual operating expenses. So most of it's pulled through that 5% fee on the construction management side.
How much do you put in per unit for renovations on average?
About $15,000.
So they're heavy value add deals.
Very heavy value.
And
Any reserves on the chiller and boilers? Those are the biggest fail components.
Sorry, what was that?
Reserves. Do you keep any reserves?
So we have $3 million of cash on hand. We try to keep at least $2 to $3 million available at all time for both CapEx, and so we have a full year's interest payment for all the private capital as well.
So you have a 90-day redemption period, right?
Yes.
Has any investors or any AOPs redeemed their money so far?
Not yet.
And you feel confident you can redeem within 90 days?
Yeah, we have 5 levers to pull on. Me and Brandon have about $3 to $5 million liquid outside the fund. We have $3 million in the business. That's option 1. Option 2 is we could do a refinance. We could sell a property. We could just hoard cash and stop CapEx for 90 days, or we could go to our existing investor base.
All right, Justin Spillers, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.